Hi! Today, a student Adarsh came to Tess and he wanted to know all about our books. You might already know we have 44 books, a huge packet, which is very useful for students of English literature. There are not only 44 more books are there, and these books were made over a period of 25 years, not only by me alone, by a group of scholars and researchers, brilliant people who worked with us. We have done collaboratively these books. Adarsh wanted to know about these books, what is there in them, how to study using them. These books are suitable for many exams, but which book to use in which exam, in what manner, he wanted to know. This is a question that all of you have been asking me so many times. So I thought, why don't we make a video of this so that I can answer Adarsh and I can answer your questions also. So this will be a very useful introduction to the amazing books that we have produced from Bodhi publications.
Hi, I am Adarsh. I had heard a lot about Bodhi and this. I really want to know more about it.
Adarsh, when a student starts studying English literature for any exam, a very important thing is what are the major periods, who are the major authors, what are the important works that you should study, isn't it? I have the solution for you. We have an amazing book, A Bird's Eye View of English Literature, which is full of point form discussion introduction to all the major movements, authors, works. This will give you a clear map of English literature. Take a look, Adarsh. And then you are worried, how will I study the years? How will I study the chronology? Hey, when was this? This is the book we have. In this book, you have years and all the important details of each year. What are the important events of each year? We have given like that. Take a look. These are very economical, inexpensive books. A small book, but big use.
Thank you.
And Adarsh, the most important, the most popular books from Bodhi are our 3 volumes of Encyclopedia of British Literature. We call it a contemporary encyclopedia of British literature. You know why? Because it is truly a contemporary style. We have pictures and it is full of only points for the exam. The first volume is from the beginning of English literature to the end of the 18th century. Remember, this is only British literature. This is a part of a very comprehensive 8-volume encyclopedia on world literature. Look at this, Adarsh, from the beginning to the 18th century. The second volume is now being edited. The second edition of this volume is going to be amazing. This is the 19th century. And this third volume is on the 20th century, up to the contemporary period in English literature.
How can I order this, ma'am?
If you're buying online, you can just go to bodhipublications.org. And very importantly, we have periodic offers for the 3-volume combo. Please make sure you avail of the discount offers. A very important problem that people face is how to study all this information, how to memorize everything, what are the questions that will be asked. Don't worry, we have a question answer book, a supplementary question answer book based on the 3 encyclopedias with this cute little answer book. Take a look, please.
I think it will be very useful.
Yes, thousands of people have already used it. Thank you, Adarsh. Now let me show you another set of very useful books. This is a massive set of objective question pads. These are objective question books, multiple choice questions. One is what, when, why, how. Question pad 2 is a mix of British literature, American literature, Indian literature. So is question pad 3. And question pad 4 contains previous year questions as well as new questions. Question pad 5 also is full of mock tests and practice tests. Altogether, there are thousands of questions with explanations in these books. See, we have questions and explanations at the back. Every answer is explained here like this. Take a look, please.
It's great.
And question batch 6 is on cultural studies only. Question batch 7 is on English in India. Question batch 8 is on linguistics. And here is another practice MCQ book, Just Read English Literature. It is a very useful book with questions on Irish literature, Scottish literature, and things like that also. I think this is also an amazing set. The entire set is called our question pad combo, also available in bodhi-publications.org, and very often we have offers on all these sets.
Wow, how did you make these books?
It's a long story, Adarsh. First, I made PowerPoint presentations to teach students. I did not really think I was going to print books or anything. And then the PowerPoint presentations were so many, and for the first time I put it into a book form and I made this book, a compact guide for quick revision. In the history of tests, this is our first book, full of my PowerPoint presentations. This was very popular. Many people began saying, you just need compact guide, then you will pass NET. At that time, it became very popular. And then I thought, okay, I will make another book with reading material, information on literary history and various important topics. And thus came our second book, Complete Guide to English Literature. It has a lot of very good reading material like this, and also questions at the end. This book is also very popular. It has a mix of a lot of topics from different aspects of English literature. Take a look, please. And then came one after the other individual books. This is how we developed it. First came book 1, Literary History and Literary Theory. This was made many years ago, but we have updated it and we are going to bring out completely revised edition very soon. And this book, Adarsh, is very useful. It contains analysis or summaries of many literary works from all over the history of literature. See, there are so many books that we have, classics that we have given summaries and analyses here. They are all extremely useful. Hundreds of books are there. Take a look, please. This is very popular too. And then there is a book on literary criticism. Very slim volume, but very useful. And then a book on linguistics, Commonwealth literature and American literature. This is also reading material, and these 4 books are our earliest books. I'm going to bring out revised editions in a few months, hopefully.
Seems great.
You should really go through the contents. When you buy these books, the first thing you should do is look through the contents, understand what is there in every book, and then you should have your own timetable and follow the timetable and read the relevant books to fit in with your timetable. And a book, remember Adarsh, is not to be just read once. A book is a reference material. You have to read the book and then you have to read extra also if you can. You should browse online, because these days, without browsing in the internet, without Googling up everything that you're reading, your study will not be complete. Many people find English language teaching a challenging subject. We have a very useful book for that also. And the most important thing about studying is revision. Otherwise, you'll forget everything. How are you going to remember everything? So, we have objective questions and sample answers book where this information is given in answer form, in the form of short answers and essays. Also, objective type questions. So, this will be an amazing resource for revision before the exam.
It's nice. Ma'am, what about literary theory?
Yes, literary theory and cultural studies are very important topics these days. We have enough number of books on that also. Look at these easy handbooks and these books. For literary theory, the first thing you need is a background in Western philosophy. We have a very easy, interesting book called Western Philosophy in a Day. Literally, in one day you can read it. That is why I called it Western Philosophy in a Day. Simple language, easy to understand. And then if you want, you have European history in a day as well. And once you have read the Western philosophy book, then it is time to study literary theory proper. Now there are so many important books in the market. So many books written by professors and great scholars and theorists that are introduction or primers to literary theory. Our literary theory book is a collection of all the information from the major books. If you read What About Theory, this is our theory book. If you read What About Theory, it is like reading many books at once. This is a basic theory book. You will get all the basic information on all the theories from that book. And after you read that book, you can read from canons to trauma. Take a look, Adarsh. This includes topics like poetry as social discourse, autobiography, myth and literature, travel writing, decanonization, literature of the diaspora, resistance literature, English in contemporary India, translation and Indian writing, gender and power, globalization. See, they're all advanced topics of literary theory. Don't be scared. If you start from the beginning, it's very easy. And it is all in very easy language. If you put in some solid number of hours every day, follow a timetable, and cover these books one by one, it is very easy. It is to remind you that it is easy that you have a series of easy handbooks. All very small books. This is Easy Handbook on Literary Theory and Cultural Studies. All these easy handbooks are in point form. This is for the easiest memorization of information for exams. This is Easy Handbook on Linguistics. You know, literary terms is a very important topic in all exams. M.H. Abrams' glossary and Chris Baldick's book, they're all very important. If you find it any difficult to understand those books, you can start here. Easy Handbook on M.H. Abrams' glossary. Then we have an Easy Handbook on Indian writing in English. Easy Handbook for HSA, HSST exams and SET. It is all full of points like this. And then there is an Easy Handbook for quick revision from everywhere in English literature. If you keep this in your bag and take this wherever you go, you will have entertainment as well as education. Wow, Adarsh, this is a book that I love. A handbook of world classics. Lots of world classics are introduced here. These days, they are very important in exams. And then, Easy Handbook on Sanskrit Poetics. You know, Indian aesthetics, Sanskrit Poetics is something that is not anybody's cup of tea. It's very difficult. But this book makes it easy. I get letters and emails from all over India saying, "Ma'am, thank you for this book. It is so easy to understand. It is well written." People say that. And if studies seem boring, you can have some fun reading Easy Handbook on Greek Mythology. That will also be the foundation for your classical studies. Greek classicism, Aeschylus, Sophocles, Euripides, Aristophanes. What did they write about? What are these stories about? You can read them here. And if you want to revise with a lot of questions and answers like this from literature, wow, this is glimpses of English literature. You know, if you read this book, you will really sound like a scholar. You will know a little bit of so many things, and it will immensely help you in exams. This is our latest baby, 50 years of Man Booker Prize. 50 years of Man Booker Prize winners, all presented to you in an easy handbook. Down to the year 2020.
Seems like.
And Adarsh, this is a small book, but the most significant book. We made it pocket size so that you can just put it into your pocket and carry it anywhere. Dictionary of Contemporary Theory and Cultural Studies. It contains terms like queer, psychogeography, public sphere, power and knowledge. The theory books are supplemented by this book.
Ma'am, I will read this book, but is this enough or I need to read the original work?
Original works are always important, Adarsh. You have to read the original works, at least an excerpt from it if possible. I know that these days many people don't read original works. Two things you can do. One is you can start a Kindle account, buy the classics, and whenever you get time, read through it, at least a few pages. If you want, I have a solution for that also. We have a series of literature extracts to whet your appetite. This is volume 1, fiction. This is volume 2, short stories. This is volume 3, drama. In these books, you have extracts from major literary works. So, it is like reading all the important quotations. This is very useful. The context of these quotations is also often given. This will really give you a taste of the style of the authors.
Nice one. Do you have soft copies of these books so that I can read on my phone?
Many people ask me that. I don't have soft copies of all these books because books should be read like this, that gives you a very good experience of education. But we do have soft copies of books. We do have Kindle books. In Amazon, if you search Kalyani Valath, you will get a lot of Kindle books that we have put there. Very small priced books, very useful books. You can make use of that also. In your phone, you can read those books.
This looks like a whole library. How will I read all these books?
See, Adarsh, you don't have to read all these books one fine morning. This is a whole study material for years to come. First and foremost, what you need is a plan, a timetable. You have to start from the beginning, Chaucer onwards. Cover all the major authors and works one by one. Remember our bird's eye view? And many of these books are for reference. All these books don't have to be memorized immediately. But in the course of your career, lots of questions will be raised in your mind, lots of needs will be there, then these books will come handy. Many of these books are for revision. And if you do not know where to place any of these, if it is still confusing, we have short-term and long-term courses, which are not very expensive. Starting from a few hundred rupees, we have courses to help you. If you don't want to spend any money for courses, no problem. There are free courses that I am doing in YouTube. Follow our Everyday at 6, for example. You will get a clear idea of who are the authors, what are the major works. When you watch Everyday at 6 videos and then look at our encyclopedia along with it, or read literary history book along with it, then it will become clearer. Remember, Adarsh, Rome was not built in a day. You have to spend time, you have to spend efforts, but in a concerted manner, in a very systematic manner. These books are the result of efforts of many people, like 15, 20, 30 people probably, and they have worked over 25, 30 years. So it is like you are getting this much work done by other people, and when you put in your own work based on it, it is going to be very easy. In the beginning, it looks confusing and difficult, but every day you do it, it becomes easier. Trust me. It has been so for thousands of people who have made use of these books. Be confident. I know you can do it. Every one of you can do it. I know. I am with you.
English literature is very vast. I never thought I will get all these books in one place. I will surely wait for an offer to buy all these books. I think it will change my career.